Hello everyone and welcome back. Happy May. It is the 2nd currently when I am looking into my categories and my transactions for the past week or so and getting ready to assign my new paycheck of the month. So let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, for my checking here, I have a couple of things. Let's see. Credit card payment. That's the final payment for the last watch. Insurance for the car. I have some interest. The transfer to the savings. And my income. So all that looks good. And I should have 2,715 and 52 cents. Nice. So the high yield. So we have the interest this month. I know it's not a lot, but the interest is $2.14. Last month, it was only 96 or so. So it's already doubled. I know it's only $2, but it's going good. So that's fantastic. I don't want it in ready to assign though. I want it straight into the peace of mind fund. And then the transfer coming in. So we should have 843 and 56 cents. That's great. All right. So for Freedom, I made a payment on the 25th. This utilities is not HOA. This was the water bill. So I'm going to move that to utilities. I did overspend on eating out. And this Amazon one is actually clothing. There it is, which I apparently named apparel. So that's fine. Okay. And it's 142 and 78. And I think that's already cleared. Yes, there we go. And then Sapphire. This is not tech, this is wellness. And this was vitamins. I was going to get them at Walmart, but even with the shipping or whatever, they were just cheaper on Amazon. So I just got them there. And this is a refund from urgent care visits that I took my dad to in February. So apparently we overpaid and I got $63 back because I did pay for that. So that's great. That just goes in there. And then this is actually, before I do that, I'm going to reconcile though, because it's 248.34. That's the reconcile amount. And then I'm going to enter that. And this is groceries for the second half. This was a milk run and just a couple of other things that we just needed. And we could not wait because we're completely out of milk. And we're out of a couple of other like just minor things. Milk at a gas station is one of the most expensive things I've bought. Just if you can help it, don't buy milk at a gas station. So, okay. And I think that's it for now. So let's look in here in the budget. We do have 2 overspends. I did have the additional $75 that I have been holding on to for the Cricket payment that came out in error. And my brother did go ahead and reimburse me for that. So technically I had those $75 that I really wasn't doing anything with, and I put them into, I think, the T-Mobile category. But I don't necessarily need them in there right now. So let's see. Where do I want to take this money from? I think I'm going to go ahead and just cover that with the T-Mobile category. Okay. And that's it. So we only had those two overspends, so it doesn't seem like we went too over. The food delivery just is what it is. We were running errands that day, myself and my sister, and by the time we got home, we just were not in the mood to get into that kitchen and do anything. The most we wanted to do was just get comfortable, take our shoes off, and just lay down in bed and maybe take a nap. Who knows? But yeah, we ended up ordering food, and with delivery and tip, it always goes up, but it's all right. I'm not too worried about it. Let's take a look and see where we're at with this. So there's April. So our income was less. It's gonna be less than March, obviously, because of the refund, the tax refund there, and then the 500 that my sister gave me for just to like start bulking up for the dental stuff. And there wasn't a lot of Zelle back and forth either. This just wasn't a big month for it, so that's fine. 700. I love seeing this. Like this big number here, this 900, 1,800. This to me is like success for the month. Apart from the overspending, the fact that even with all of that, I'm putting in what I want to put in for these debts and getting them down as quickly as possible. That is just a successful month right there. Okay. 355 for Allstate. 90 for my baby there. I think the monthly fees for now, they're going to be just 60. So definitely much better than January and February, where we were still at 115 and then 100. So that's a good improvement right there. T-Mobile did go up because I paid down the 2 watches and that's it. There is nothing else on payment plan. Our phones have been paid off for over 6 months now. So, and then the vet insurance stuff, 92, not bad. I wonder if I should just up the food delivery a little bit just to kind of offset some of this overspend, because it does seem like aside from January, I have overspent. So 75 might just be too low for me, but I'll see kind of what happens in May. Gas is going good. It was under by like just $5. And then our groceries for this month was supposed to be $237.50. So both of them are overspent, but not by a significant amount. For the first half, it was just around $2. For the second half, it was around $12. So I count that as a pretty big win because we're still technically under 250, which is what it was originally. Slowly but steadily, we're getting there. Hopefully May gets even better. And then June, even so much more, so that I can see about maybe even lowering it a little bit more for the third quarter of the year. That's kind of how I want to do it every quarter. Just see if I can lower it a little bit more and try to stick as close as possible to that lower amount and just make a couple of better choices and things like that. And then wellness, we only spent 22 this month, so that was fantastic. That was a haircut and a couple of other beauty things. That was the album. Oh, those were the sleep phones. See, the memo's working. I didn't remember what that 42 was for, so that's great. Definitely have to keep using that memo. And then the water bill. The water bill comes every like 3 months, so not bad. And then I have the interest, 214, and then nothing spent here, which is fine. This is just a sinking funds. So all in all, even with the slight overspending that we had, you know, our total expenses are still kind of within range. They're even a little bit lower than January and February. But yeah, all in all, I'm super satisfied with how April went. I think it went better than March in some instances, and I'm still keeping up with the debts the way I want. So I think we're going good. All right, let's look at the budget for May. And we're just gonna let that 19 cents roll over. It's 19 cents. It's not a huge deal here. Oh, I am do I wanna, let's see. There's 107. There's 158. 493. This 522. 721. So that's $7.21. So $20.20. I'm gonna go ahead and put this $20 into let's see. I'm gonna put it into travel, just so I can start having a little bit in there for June, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna get food while we're at the hotel waiting to go to the concert and just kind of things like that. So at least I have a little bit there starting from April. I am gonna put some money this month as well, but yeah, that's fine. Oops, what did I clear out here? Oh no, I know what that is. That's the Amazon. That's the beauty stuff that I bought from Amazon, or the clothing. There we go. That's what that is. I just bought it before before the budget was done, so that's fine. Let's see. So I definitely want to fund this. So why is that underfunded? That shouldn't be. There we go. That makes sense. 3 and 2. And then these, I'm gonna fund half. And then for the vet, I'm gonna fund the first one, which is $60. Gas, I'm gonna fund half. Groceries, and I think wellness, I'm gonna go ahead and fund. Okay. Let's go ahead and fund this, the beauty and apparel. Do I want to fund the entire thing for May? Let's try it. So I am putting a decent amount in May, and I might actually put a little bit more, simply because I'm trying to like finalize what I'm gonna wear in June, and I've been kind of hesitant up to now, and I just have to pull the plug and start buying things, because come June I probably won't have anything if I don't. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of a good budget, a good assigned budget on here. And again, it might go up a little bit more. I have bought what I think is the final outfit, which again, I'm going for comfort more than theme. Like the colors for the concert are black and red, but I don't really wear a lot of red. I do wear a good amount of black, so it's essentially an all black outfit. I might take my jean jacket with me just to kind of break it up a little bit and just to have some cover just in case. Who knows, it'll depend on what the day looks like, but it's definitely an all black outfit. So this is definitely going to get used up, and like I said, I might need to add a little bit more in here. My boyfriend's birthday is this month, and I did see what I was gonna get him is just under $80, so I'm just gonna put $80 for it. Let me put the 100 that got transferred over, just so I don't lose that in here. And then travel, I am putting another 100 in here. So now I have just under 130, which is great. $100 on Stray Kids. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get merch. I'm pretty sure those lines are going to be way too long, and I would rather watch the concert than listen to it from a merch line. So I'm putting it here just in case. If I don't use it, I might move it, some of the money around just for like necessary things, but just as a precaution to have something in there for right now. I'm going to start putting some funds in home fund just because there are a few things that I want to go ahead and start taking care of within the next couple of months, but I'm not going to spend it just yet. It's gonna come at some point, but just not at this time. Okay, I do want to put 50 in car fund, and I think this last 34 because everything else is, yeah, I think this 34 is going to go to dental surgeries. I plan on putting a full 100 this month for those dental surgeries. So that'll probably be with the second check. The second check is also going to be used to fund T-Mobile, as well as, let me put it in here. As I mentioned in the last, I think I mentioned it in the last video, we are going with Mint Mobile for our new cell phone carrier plan. So once we finish T-Mobile, I will have to pay Mint Mobile towards the end of the month, and it's planned to do it at the end of the month or towards the second half of the month, just because I want the bills to also hit towards the end of the month, since that's where I have T-Mobile at, so that it gets paid with the second paycheck. I'm gonna go ahead and use the same emoji for this. And I did see a comment, I don't remember if I replied to it or not. I did see a comment in my last video that AT&T pays out if you have any existing contracts left over to pay, or not contracts, but like phones or things like that left to pay, that they'll pay it off for you. But we've already paid them out. It was just like $90 for one and like $60 for the other watch. So they're pretty much done. And Mint is just cheaper than AT&T or Sprint or T-Mobile at this point. And like I said, we're not really looking for bells and whistles right now. A lot of those bigger carriers, they have the stuff, you know, you get like Amazon Prime for free, or you get one of the streaming services for free, whatever the case may be. You know, we're not looking for all those bells and whistles right now. We don't use them even with what we have with T-Mobile at the moment. So it's not anything that's too important right now. What is important is just getting that bill to go from $200 a month to maybe $90 a month, $80 a month. I don't exactly know how much it's going to be. I know with Mint Mobile, you pay either every 3 months, every 6 months, or every year. And I think it comes out to a lot less, just depending kind of what data you get and things like that. But when it comes to it, then we'll figure out all the details. But yes, so we are going with Mint Mobile. So I added the category just to kind of have it ready. And so for right now, that's who we're going with. I looked at a couple of others, like I looked at Metro, I looked at some of the others that are like within the same circle, and I think I already mentioned this, but yeah, but Mint Mobile just seemed to be the lowest one. So yeah, that's just what we're going to be doing. I added a couple of things to my wish list. Some new headphones and earbuds, open ear earbuds, not the ones that go in your ear. I'm kind of tired of those. They kind of like hurt my ears after a little while, so I can't really wear them for that long. So just open ear. I don't know if it's going to be, this is pretty extensive, but I was looking at the Bose ones. I really like the look of the Bose, so they do tend to run $250. This is not anything that is needed at the moment. I have a set of earbuds. They're starting to fail. And even though they hurt after a while, for however long I wear them, they're really good. So, but it's okay, because if they fail in full, I do have a headset. It's a cheaper headset, but it works. I do want some really good headphones though, like some really nice audiophile, like for music listener headphones, because I listen to so much music throughout the day. I work and listen to music like for all 8 hours almost. Sometimes I listen to like YouTube videos or whatever, but again, that's not going to be anything for right now or for this year. And if possible, maybe I'll get something like this for Christmas. I don't know. For the past 2 years, I haven't asked for anything for Christmas because I just haven't been feeling in the gift receiving mood. I've more been into the gift giving mood. So that might also happen this year. If I want something, I usually try to work to get it myself. My only time I don't really do that is birthdays, but it's usually not $250 headphones, right? I don't usually ask for something like that. If anything, I'll ask for like 1 or 2 nail polish colors from the line that I collect from or something like that, because I'm always going to be grateful for that. So, and those run maybe $12 each. I tend not to ask for the big stuff because it feels weird. It feels awkward. So I think, yep, we're good. I actually was able to assign all of the money and I didn't have any hangups about it, which is fantastic. Super excited. We're starting off May on a good positive note. The budget is done. The overspendings were not that bad in my opinion, and they got cleared with the money from the previous month, and I still had a little bit left over to add to a different category, not the savings category, but the travel one. Any little bit helps. We're going good in the savings. I went to visit my little sister today, which was super fun. Super exciting. We went shopping, and I know in the last, like, I think 2 videos ago, I was talking about shopping, or the last video I was talking about shopping and clothes shopping and how much I hate it because I can never find anything that fits. That wasn't the status quo today. Today, everything fit. And let's see. I mean, I might get emotional about it at a later time. Right now, I'm okay. I have a very not great relationship with clothes shopping. I'm not a skinny girl. I'm pretty big. But, and it was maybe like a couple of years ago that I learned that extra large and 1X are not the same thing. And extra large and 2X are not the same thing. But for a long time, I was trying to fit into an extra large or an extra large. And all I needed was 1X or 2X, mostly 1X from what I gather. And the way that fit on me today, and the way that every piece of clothing that I tried went on so nicely. And what was rejected was not rejected because it didn't fit, but because I didn't like the style. To be able to reject a piece of clothing because of the style and not because of the way it was just laying on me, it was a little bit of an out-of-body experience, to be quite frank. But I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't think you guys are here for that. But yeah, so I went clothes shopping, and it was one of the best shopping trips that I've had in I don't know how long. Though I did not buy anything because it was very not cheap. Like if I had bought anything there, I wouldn't have had money for anything else, just for the one piece of clothing. So I had my sister look it up online. Currently, they're running like an up to 70% off. And it so happens that 2 of the 3 things I got were 50%. One of them I think was 40%. So that was huge savings. For the price of 1 clothing item at the store, online, I got 3. So yeah, when in doubt, if you like something and you're at the store, look it up online. That's all I'm saying, because you can get some really good deals sometimes, even better than at store prices if you look it up online. And it's just not something that I ever thought about doing before, because usually when I go and buy clothes, I just don't take anything home because nothing fits. And today was the opposite problem. Today everything fit. And I tried like 6 different things, and just one of them I just didn't like the styling. And I wanted all 6 things, 5 things, but I didn't buy the 5 things. I put 2 things on my wish list online. and I just bought 3 things because I didn't want to go too crazy with purchasing. And then I bought shoes too online because they also had a sale. The clothing store I bought from was Torrid, and then the shoes was what shoes did I get? Converse, Chuck Taylor Converse, which apparently my sister tells me is a really big deal. She is a Converse connoisseur. She loves Converse, and she is a little bit jealous that I'm getting Chuck Taylors before she does. But then she also said, but that's okay because I'll look at them. I'll see if I even want them. I'll see if the size that you got fits you. And that way I know what to order for myself. So I was like, there you go. They were also having, I think, a 40% off. I almost got Skechers, but they only have like a 20% for Mother's Day up until I think the 5th of May. But Converse right now is having a 40% in case you like Converse, and Torrid is having an up to 70% depending on what you choose. If you like Torrid or they have your sizing, I don't know. You guys do with the information what you will. I had an amazing shopping experience. I cannot tell you what that felt because right now I don't think I've like analyzed it enough in my head to understand what exactly happened earlier today. It'll hit me later. It'll hit me later. That's okay. But yes, that is all I have for today. It's a good start to May. We're doing good with the budget. I'm super excited to get the clothing. I'm super excited to put it on. I'm excited to try the shoes when they come. And if it's not my size, send them back and get my size if I need to. Hopefully they are my size so I don't have to go through all of that. And I'm excited for the rest of this month and for June and for the concert that I can't stop talking about. It's just a lot of exciting things that are happening. And it's just, apart from certain things that have happened this year that are not the greatest, there's some good things happening. And I hope that every one of you is also having really good things happen. So yeah. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for listening to my rant if you did. And if you didn't, that's fine too. I have no problem with that. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful day.